even accept that it's not a girlfriend, it's your wife's pet project that she roped you into. From family acceptance to family denial, chaos would be a friendly term to describe what's going on with these couples here, as they have some serious decisions to make that none of them seem to be ready for. But we're going to get to all that. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Boop, just knock it right there. Appreciate all the support. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. Let's get right into it because, my God, it's like every single one of them are trying to find reasons to not get married. It's almost like it's just not even real. None of it's real. And you know what? There were some stories recently about how many times they reshoot the greetings and all those things when they first come into contact with the couples. But I don't think any of us were shocked by that. I digress on that one. We'll talk about that later. Let's get it.
What? He said he showed you this. Did he show you this?
Huh?
Yeah, but it wasn't there.
I mean, I like her dad because he's witty on his feet, saying that, Maddie proposed and here it is, but he didn't show it to me there on your finger. It was in the little box. You know what I'm saying? So, but, it's okay. Funny, nice, witty. The question is, will he accept this? Because it seems that walking her down the carpet or walking her down the aisle, the carpet, is, a big deal to her.
You lied to me first.
I didn't lie to you. I just withheld the truth.
Okay, hold on a second. And she didn't even, look at her face right there. She didn't even believe that. I didn't lie to you. I just withhold the truth. Okay, you lied. I mean, listen, this it's called a lie of omission. You decide not to tell. There's a reason you're deciding not to tell, whether it's because you think of how they'll react or whatever the case may be. It's still a lie, and you can get into the semantics or not. If you're willingly keeping something for any reason that probably needs to be said, it's a lie of omission, and she knows damn well. I mean, look at that damn sneaky ass face. That's why she looked away.
If you want me to, I'd love to walk down the aisle.
Okay, so now the question becomes, he accepted. Now, of course, he's still a little skeptical, but after spending a little time with Maddie and everything, he's accepted this to at least some extent, and he's willing to walk her down the aisle. That seemed to be the latest thing she was kind of holding on to, that, oh, well, I don't know if I can do this if he won't do it. Well, that's out of the way now. What's the next excuse going to be for Stevie? Because it seems to me like she's the one making excuses these days.
Sean is always making jokes that I actually don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reference they have, it's like all older.
Okay. So this is the thing. I'm no young buck, but I'm not super old either. And I know what reference he's talking about with I Love Lucy. You got some splaining to do. Like most people know that by Ricky Ricardo and the I Love Lucy, whether you watched it or not, know that reference. Now, of course, Aaliyah's from another country, so there's that as well. But to say it's just an older reference, that doesn't really play here.
It makes me feel hurt by my girlfriend and my wife. I
What?
care about both of them, and for both of them to hide that from me, that's painful.
What the hell are you talking about? Like, my girlfriend and my wife hid this from me, and it hurts. You got some issues going on here, considering the fact that you can't even accept that it's not a girlfriend. It's your wife's pet project that she roped you into. That's all. This has nothing to do with you. Yeah, she throws you a little something now and again and sleeps with you because she's looking for something. Y'all are both about to get seriously screwed, and y'all both have it coming if you can't accept that this is all a scam.
I never imagined that I could lose the money to this, but...
What? Like, my God, is this going to be the episode of what? Because I never imagined I could lose money to this. She roped you into something that you said you weren't comfortable with, and now you're here just now realizing that maybe this was just something for your wife that you could lose everything for? Y'all are both idiots, because the reality is you're not prioritizing your children, and you could lose everything, and who suffers here? The kids.
Definitely let them know that you're valid, because you're valid. You're part of the relationship.
You're valid? You have to go up to them and say, I'm valid here. I'm here too, guys. Take your mother beta male self, stand up and say, we are not going to do this because our family comes first. Let's just say we were in a haze for a couple years doing stupid stuff. I don't know, maybe we were on shrooms or something, but now we're coming back and we're going to get our life back in order and do what's actually right. But no, you have to go to them and say, you're valid? My God.
Because, this may not be healthy,
What? I need to say I'm concerned because this might not be healthy. What was your first clue? Was it the overt jealousy? Was it the fact that you found yourself laying next to your wife being able to sleep with another woman and you didn't think that might be weird? Maybe it's the fact that you're in Mexico on some crazy vacay while your kids are back in California trying to figure out the best way to make this crazy throuple thing work. Or could it possibly be that the stripper y'all met to bring on this wild ride is actually showing all the signs of being a scam artist? My God, you're dumb on so many. It's like Dante's Inferno of dumb.
I feel like, in the Matrix, you dodge the bullets. Everyone.
It's a classic Sarper.
Look at you, I'm turning down.
I mean, it kind of is. He's just dodging them from all angles. But you know what? Not everything they're saying is crazy. They mention the fact of him grabbing stuff out of her hand. They show an old clip of him grabbing a lollipop and throwing it on the ground. Petty, silly, should not happen. Yes, absolutely. But Sarper, as of right now, is the only one truly showing growth. And, they're not really kind of willing to accept that. And that's part of the problem.
I was a little rude that time. But I'm always trying to progress, to make her happy, to improve.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually believe this because we've seen this progress. Now, granted, it goes to a point towards the end of a little bit of anger and they're fighting again, but there's also some to that we need to break down. As far as Sarper himself goes, he's actually shown progress, at least what they've shown on camera. If there was a bunch of blow-ups and abuse or anything like that, please believe they would be showing it because it would be reality TV that would be watched. So he's actually shown some growth here. I believe him when it comes to that, and he's made some changes.
Very rehearsed, he's really thought about what he's saying and how he's going to present himself.
Okay, fake Kardashian, he's really rehearsed. Sure, he had to think out things, but you are the person that really doesn't look genuine at all. So talk about someone else being rehearsed when it seems like all she is out to be is every negative stereotype in the book. I mean, yes, you had a rough interaction with him. I get that. I'm not making excuses for that. It was an interesting one, that's for sure. But he also apologized in this over and over and said, look, I'm sorry, it was wrong, I've grown from this. Now, you don't have to accept it, but just looking bitter and kind of saying it all seemed rehearsed is just kind of petty at this point. What I think is even more funny about this whole interaction is that she's with a guy who looks like the guy that got it from Michael Myers in the OG Halloween. Take a look at that one, because my God, okay, minus all the tattoos, but it did not end well for him. Michael Myers was skeptical, so am I.
He's just lazy to do some stuff, but when he steps on it, yeah, he can do it.
You're right. You can't be lazy, laid back.
Okay, you see what she did there? Interesting thing she did that because basically she's talking about the room, how it's clean. Joan did some good things and is cleaning up. And Joan said, yeah, he can be lazy until he steps on something. And the mom said, yeah, he can be lazy, laid back. Throw those two things in there, trying to divert from the fact that lazy is a negative and laid back can just be kind of chill. Two very different things. But she tried to bring the two together to really make it seem like it's not such a negative. She knows damn well he's lazy. I get you're his mom, but damn, hold him accountable at least.
I actually did a little inquiry in this place.
Uh-huh.
Up.
Okay, she really does not want them to have the wedding at the home, but it's her house. She can do that. He's trying to have it there because he claims the chickens running around would be kind of funny and everything. He's trying to save money maybe, but at the same time, he also thinks he can make all the food and do all these things when there's a lot of things to pay for. She came up with a venue showing she really doesn't want to have it at her house, and he just ain't willing to hear it. So, hate to break it to you, mom's house, mom's rules.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could do it.
$5,000 for a wedding for 75 people for food and liquor.
Food's not that expensive.
Okay, all right, hold on. I know this was shot about a year ago or whenever it was, but my God, has he been to the grocery store lately? And you live in New York. Everything's more expensive in New York, but food's not that expensive. This just goes to show you how entitled he is, not having a job, but nothing's expensive. I'm not saying you have to play the victim and be like, oh my gosh, all this kind of stuff, but damn, just acting like no big deal. I'm like, my God, man, must be nice.
Why he needs so many cows, I don't even know. But her answer, that's my culture,
Yes?
Lay off Gregory.
Or not. My God, that is not the right face. She looks like the evil grandma villain person right there. Not the right face to stop on, but hilarious. All right, lay off Gregory. Look, he's the one that decided to pursue, someone from Uganda and accept the culture. Doing that, part of that is the dowry. Now, one of the past ones we had in one of the countries, I can't remember if he's Uganda, but it was just in one of the last seasons, but they were in Africa too. I thought their dowry was a little ridiculous because of the things they were asking for. Regardless, it's the culture there. He's accepting that. That's what he's going with. So you saying for her to lay off while he has been the one that's accepted this and made it seem like all of this is okay doesn't make sense, and you're sending the wrong message, when in reality, you either accept it, maybe you don't, but it's going to happen.
So that he can take care of me. So if he can't pay the dowry from the start, then it means he can't.
And it makes sense for the family. They want to see, in a sense, of how you can take care. Now, they might be skeptical because he doesn't have a job, but this is a culture thing, not them just trying to have him prove himself just randomly.
Showing it right, every day how he's taking care of you.
The difference between what you think and what their culture and what they think.
Now, what they go on to say is he goes and gets you stuff at the store. Okay, but he doesn't even have a job. So there's a difference between taking some money out. Where he's getting that money from, I don't know. Does he have a credit card with mom or something? Possibly. But going to the store and grabbing some things for her when she doesn't have a car to drive or anything like that, that's just doing a duty as someone coming over and you have to take care of them in that sense. But as far as lifetime care and I'm going to have a job and we're going to be able to provide for our family, he hasn't shown that in any way, shape, or form yet.
You have so many beautiful ones.
Oh.
Okay, but what would I paint to bring
like
here?
the one of me.
Huh? Look at that. She is so like, why on earth would you say that? Because she painted her nude and now it's put out there. Basically, they're talking about wedding decorations. She's like, why don't you put the one on me? Clearly, she's joking. But why would you bring this up now is an interesting question.
Stevie has told me that women would send her the picture of their body and she would paint them like topless or whatever.
So she's now, again, lying by saying this is how it's done, never admitting that she's had real models there. Now, if she doesn't think it's a big deal, which she likes to make very clear all the time, why is she not just saying this? Because she's afraid that it might cause a problem in their relationship? What is the reason for that, Stevie? Okay, when they were driving up, Aaliyah kept saying things about, this is like out of a horror movie. There's not a lot of land here because where Sean's mom lives, there's a lot of land. You know what's out of a horror movie? Why he keeps carrying around this little baby doll. What is the deal with that? Because all of a sudden he's got this baby doll he carries everywhere. I swear it's about to come to life.
And it's just about the whole transgender thing and their feelings about it. And it just made me really shift my feeling about who I thought these people were.
Okay, so what he's saying is that he had some friends who he told about Aaliyah and being transgender and all this, and they had some really strong feelings about it. The way this reads is some people were probably like, hey, Sean, is that really what you want? Because you're a gay dude that really, and by his own admission, has only dated dudes for most of the time he's been an adult, aside from his kid's mom. So then with that, they may be saying, so is this really what you want? Instead, he's taking it like, well, they're saying this. He himself has shown over and over and over that he has a problem with this, but yet he's still trying to write it out. It does not do any favors to him or Aaliyah by you continuing this. And all it's headed for is this big disaster, which, quite frankly, maybe this was all just scripted for the show because they just want big ratings and they want to stay relevant in the show. That would not surprise me either.
Are you 100% happy?
Okay, so that's an interesting question because no one is going to be 100% happy all the time in their relationship, but that is strictly because you argue, you have disagreements, whatever. But are you 100% happy with the person you're with? That's what she's asking. He can't answer that. Now, does that really mean that everything's about to fall apart? Not necessarily, but the reality is that he is so unsure of everything, it really just has you questioning, why is this even continuing on? This should have been ended on episode 1 of yeah, I don't think I want to marry you. Okay, I'm going back to my country and the end of it, because that's ultimately where it's going to be.
I have a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to me and Aaliyah's relationship and the
that's interesting also because you have all these unanswered questions, but you're on a timeline for getting married. Again, it makes no sense that you're at this point and still trying to move forward. It does no one any justice.
If I told you that your significant other said that she doesn't love you, What would you do?
What a stupid, dumb question. I'm trying to flip it to see how you'd feel. But you're talking about the third person in your relationship that is clearly scamming you, but y'all are too stupid to realize. And your question for her is, if I told you the person you're in a relationship was, not didn't love you as much, what would you do? What? You know what the answer to every question is? Go home to your kids. Well, what about go home to your kids? Well, but what about this? Go home to your kids. Everyone they see should say that to them. Go home to your kids.
Amini is definitely blinded by her feelings for Ani.
She's blinded by her. You're still here. Who's the stupid? I don't know who's stupider, her or him. He's pretty damn dumb.
A polyamorous relationship is understanding the balance and when it's not balanced.
And he's trying to talk like some professor or something like that. Well, okay, professor. A lot of them talk with knowledge that they don't have. But he's trying to talk with some sort of like special knowledge that he has about polyamorous relationships. It's all about the balance. My man, you are here with your marriage completely falling apart, not realizing you're about to get the shaft and get visitation every other weekend if you're lucky. And instead, you're trying to make this throuple work. I mean, I don't know what is a better word for stupid that's just really, really, really stupid.
Amini's just not seeing the signs that our relationship isn't balanced.
You are not seeing the signs because you're not stepping up and handling it and saying, we're done with this. Or if she's like, she wants to stay here with their girlfriend, you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home to our kids. I'm going to go care for our kids. I will be there and we can talk about our relationship if it's going to last. If you don't come with me.
I'm here to try to say that I am still in this.
You are an idiot with no backbone. That is no man right there. That man would not be able to protect anybody. His kids, his wife should feel like they can't protect him because of what a coward he is. He can't even stand up for his own family. He can't even protect the institution of their marriage because instead of going with his instincts in the beginning, which was don't do this, he just acquiesced and went along because maybe he thought, oh, I can have sex with another woman because he's a freaking idiot and not thinking about everyone else involved.
I give her the most important thing in my life. I open up my family to her.
That is where you're messed up. And you know what? You opened up your family to someone who is going to destroy your family while trying to financially profit from it. And she already is because y'all send her money because you're an unintelligent person with very, very few brain cells. I'm just going to get very, proper about it. Your brain cells are very low, sir.
I'm not sure if Ani understands the things that I've done for her or the things that I'm doing for her, but
she doesn't care, and everything you're doing is destroying everything you think you value. So all you're doing is contradicting yourself nonstop and proving that she can do whatever she wants and run right over you, which we've known has been the case forever.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Hold on. First off, what the hell is Gary Busey doing renting out venues? I wondered where that fool had been.
All the food is made in-house? Yeah, in-house. Wow.
How much is that package?
How much? Okay, question, drop it in the chat. How much do you think the package would be regular? I know y'all have seen the episode, so y'all probably know what they say. But how much do you think the package maybe should be? What is a typical marriage package for? Food all included, open bar, the venue. It's not a bad venue. What do you think?
We'll do it for somewhere around $8,900.
I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be more expensive than that. $8,900 is what he says. I was thinking more along, I threw out 20, but obviously that was over the top. But I don't know. Drinks, they're expensive. Food, expensive. So I'm not really surprised. I'm kind of surprised it's as cheap as it was.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You think you could pitch in maybe just $1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, no issue there. So he obviously is saying I can't afford that. He said he budgeted $5,000, and the mom kind of put out there, $5,000 is nothing for a wedding. Now, could you make it work? Sure, you got to be really frugal. But she says now, can you pitch in $1,000? Talking about her and the dad, who I guess just doesn't want to be filmed. I don't know. We've never seen him, but can pay the rest. So now that's fantastic. So you shouldn't have any barriers, right? Doing the dowry or anything like that. Let's see what kind of things or hijinks he does now.
If I was, say, a fiance that was waiting for a fiance to be
To
ready
do what?
for an engagement party that's already started.
Okay. So they're at this party that a lot of people don't know it's an engagement party, but they're going to either way, and they invited people too. And you're late for it, and this is the first time they're meeting Aaliyah, and y'all are late? Like, that's rude as hell. What the hell are y'all doing? I gotta do a little bit more. I'm like, no. For the love of God, you don't need any more makeup. You're being ridiculous. Just go. Stop having people wait.
I think they know they are meeting Aaliyah.
Hold on. For the party, you think they know they're meeting Aaliyah? Well, the ones that don't, what did you tell them they were going to? You know who his son looks like? His son looks like the son from Wedding Crashers who wanted to paint Vince Vaughn, and he does, I made a painting for you. It's sexual and violent. That's who he looks like.
Thank you so much. And obviously, most of my relationships have been with men until now. So there was already some, sort of like, what? So. And obviously, most of my relationships have been with men until now. So there was already some, sort of like, what?
Yes. And so you made it seem like, oh, they're all going to have these reactions and things like that, when you literally just said probably why any kind of weird reaction happens, which is they're like, what's going on here?
A lot of people can change for a day or a week or however long they need in order to get something, and then they fall back into their old ways.
Okay, what she's saying here makes no sense, considering that, by all accounts, Sarper has changed a lot for months or however long they've been in the United States, or even before that at this point. So her saying they can change for a week doesn't even make sense. Now, was he putting it on a little bit for the sisters? Of course. Anyone meets a family or whatever, they act even a little extra about everything, but it doesn't mean they haven't changed. And then there's this Jim. A week after returning from Montana, she kind of told producers she and Sarper got into a fight. Okay. Then she provided the audio. Interesting.
And you just say you say to me, and
okay.
Now you're leaving.
Okay, so she provides this audio that only she has, and it's when he's yelling and getting mad, but there's no context. There's nothing before. Now, does that make what he's saying okay? No, doesn't make it okay, but it also doesn't show what happened prior, what she was saying. She's yelling too. Maybe she's not cussing as much, but this is really disingenuous, and it really makes me think that she was more involved getting this fight going and then just wanted to kind of hurt him, so she sent audio to the producers. It's really interesting.
Parties in LA, he loved them. It was just the other day that everything changed. He was in a bad mood. He was treating me like
Okay, so everything was great. You were taking him to parties in LA and all this, and then he was in a bad mood. He was treating her not so good, and that's what happens. And then she goes on to say, and I'm changing for him. I'm moving my space out of here and everything so we can have more time together. That's great. But what have you been doing to contribute to this too? I venture to say it goes both ways, because Sarper should not be letting his anger get the best of him to yell and cuss and do all that. You got to keep control of your faculties, but she is also not innocent and probably was doing much of the same. But yet now that she's on camera, she's really trying to play it up as it was all him.
That he's not okay, and I'm trying to kind of de-escalate whatever thoughts that he's having, but also protect my friend.
He never showed there was any reason you need to protect your friend. So she's basically saying he's bothered because he just found out that she's been drawing people in the nude and, in models in person because her friend just said something about it. Now, maybe that wouldn't be as big of a deal, except for the fact that there are some questions as to whether she's attracted to women. And early on, she admitted that she was, but now she's acting like she has nothing to do with any of that. So that's interesting. But because of those questions, he's a little bothered that you're drawing women in the nude in person. So he is rightfully so shocked, and she's trying to act like, I'm just trying to protect my friend. Your friend's not, he wasn't even saying anything negative to your friend. He just clearly was a little caught off guard.
Maddie feels like he needs to tell Stevie, like, oh, you don't need to dress that way.
What?
Or you need to cover up more.
Okay, so now she's going the route of, oh, he might have her wear like a burqa or something like that, or cover it up with the hijab or anything like that. That's the route she's going now, except for the fact that Maddie's pretty much completely embraced America and is just happy that he has all the freedoms he has. There's been no indication he's going to do any of that, but yet she's running to this because he was a little upset, not even taking anything out on her, but just a little bothered that he just found out something that Stevie lied to him about. There's a lot of layers of why that would upset him, and now the friend is like, well, I think he's just going to have her cover up and lock her in a closet somewhere. I mean, it's ridiculous.
No, because I didn't feel like I was hiding anything. If it's bad, then I would. If I thought it was bad, I would have told you.
Okay, that literally makes no sense. And she's proving time and time again that all she is a little liar. Because she's saying, if I thought it was bad, I would have told you. Why would you hide it and lie about it to begin with and say, people send you pictures and that's how you paint these things? Conveniently leaving out the fact that you do paint models in public that are nude. So this is just a lie outright.
I've already done it. What do you want me to do about it? I can't go back in time.
So she's taking the approach of, oh, well, it's done. What do you want me to do? Doesn't mean you don't have to work through the fact that you're a liar. That brings a lot of issues into a relationship, and you have to work through it. You can't just say, too bad, what do you want me to do? It's in the past. It doesn't work that way. The show gets crazier and crazier as we go on. We have couples who are looking at venues, but that are never going to make it last. We have couples who are just falling apart at the seams. And we have couples who are lying and lying and lying. There's not really a couple in here right now that is just really making it work. One step at a time, doing the process, getting there, getting everything done, gonna get married. It's just not happening that way. All it is drama-filled madness. And that's all it's going to be. I hope at least one of them can pull it out and really actually seem like they care about each other and they want to be married. But as of right now, it does not seem like that is going to happen. But we will see as it goes on. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with all your friends, hit the boop, and I will see y'all next time.